Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 29th of August to the 4th of September 2016. We head towards the new moon in Virgo, and there's a lot of activity in Virgo. So before we go there, let's just take a look at Mercury as he prepares to turn retrograde. So Mercury turns retrograde in Virgo on Tuesday. But just as this happens, meeting with Venus. So Mercury and Venus meet together on Monday as Mercury prepares to turn retrograde, and this then sets the tone for this part of the retrograde. So the meeting of mind and heart, the meeting of clarity, the meeting of simplicity and returning to the core values, to the core strength and to the perception of anything that's undermining that strength over the next few weeks. We will be activating the magnetic feminine principle, and this literally means magnetizing to us, means being attractive. So when we talk of Venus connected with beauty, the modern world has us seeing beauty on the outside. It's the clearness of the skin or the prettiness of the outfit. But with Venus and Mercury meeting as Mercury turns retrograde, we'll be looking at inner beauty, inner strength and inner love. We'll be journeying inwards to find the real beauty. And then once we've cleaned up anything that's not of that, anything that's limiting beliefs or anything that's holding on to anything negative, anything ugly, and once we start to clear all that out of the way, especially with judgment, self-judgment can be cleared during this phase, then we start to become more beautiful and we literally start to become more attractive. So going deep into the mind, going deep into the heart and going deep into the emotional intelligence to do the housework, to do the tidying up and to root out anything that doesn't belong there will be the journey over the next few weeks. So on Tuesday that retrograde actually happens. This is one of those days when Mercury actually is on the turn, either to retrograde or to direct. This is when one of those planning days can be a bit difficult. People don't like Mercury retrograde because they perceive it as their plans going awry and not being able to get what they want done. But often it shows us a different way. It creates some space. Other options come up. By a mistake happening, say missing a bus or a train, you then might meet a stranger on the platform, or you might arrive somewhere at a different time to experience something different than you would have done if you'd have got there and everything had gone to plan. So we're looking at our mind trying to control and plan and structure our day, and whether that's even true or not, because we have a lot of activity with Neptune opposite, which is calling us into the imagination. Surely this is where we actually create from the bigger realm. We dream something up and then we start to put those plans into action. So we're diving now with the Mercury retrograde opposite Neptune in Pisces, diving back into the imagination, the bigger part of ourselves that actually creates the dream first before trying to put it into process. By Wednesday, Venus moves into Libra to add to this beauty. So in astrology we have the phrase the mirror of Venus, and this is very applicable for Libra because Libra is opposite Aries. So if you think about it, Aries is this spring equinox and Libra starts the autumn equinox. Aries is ruled by Mars and Libra is ruled by Venus. Aries is the I am, and Libra is the we are, the uniting, the sign of relationships. We've discussed before that the prime relationship is your relationship with your divinity, your inner relationship. But what happens with Libra, and especially with Venus in Libra, is she holds up a mirror to us to see what our relationship is with ourselves. So we'll be taking a look into the mirror of Venus to see who are we, what are we reflecting back to ourselves, what are our relationships reflecting back to us, and is that a true mirror of our soul? Is there anything that we want to make adjustments within so that it appears more beautiful on the outside? So a feeling of love and flow and balance and calibration as we start to head towards the autumn equinox a little bit early because we have so many planets in the late degrees of Virgo. This triggers that calibration, this triggers that tidying up, getting everything ready for the next cycle, getting ready to go inwards into the winter months and to take a look at what's been going on the inside, what's been growing there, what's been neglected there in the outer months from Aries to Virgo. So by Thursday we have the new moon in Virgo, and this is at 9 degrees. And 9 is a number that goes very well with Virgo because it is the Hermit card in Tarot, and the Hermit card aligns with Virgo. So if you can picture the Hermit card, it's a figure in green holding up a lamp. This is our inner light that we're capturing now to light us through as we journey into those dark months, as we journey inwards to meet ourselves. So the Hermit takes us on a voyage of self-discovery. It's worth taking a pause here to have a look at what's happened over the last cycle. What have we harvested? Where have we excelled ourselves? And where have we fallen short? What have we learnt? What do we need to let go of? And what do we want to take forwards? Sense of packing for a journey. But we don't need to carry all the baggage forward, so this is a prime moment to just take a retrospective backwards and take a good look at what seeds were sown last year, what grew from that, what fruit has been harvested, and what needs to be summed up, completed, and left behind, understood, so that we can move on with the seed of awareness rather than carry the whole baggage with us. Normally at a new moon we like to set intentions, but we're just in the grips now of the Mercury retrograde, so no intention setting actually necessary, but we can look at the bigger picture. We can observe our thoughts and where they're in alignment with our heart, with that Mercury-Venus connection on Monday. We can see the bigger plan and start to build the excitement for that, because we've recently had Mars and Saturn go direct in Sagittarius, so there's this pull forwards, this desire to go on a big adventure, but to build the passion of that but not put the detail in place, not have the exact itinerary yet, is the best way to look at this retrograde. The general excitement of where we're heading, the space has been cleared, the dreams have been dreamt, and now we can start to see roughly on a big picture level where we'd like to voyage in the coming year. But of course over the next few weeks Mercury will make those small adjustments. So sometimes this is a really good thing. We can be thinking too small, we can be thinking too practically. We can say, well, I'd like this, but I can only really achieve that. And we kind of take our plans and bring them straight down into the practical, restrictive world. So we have a big evocative call now to just dream big, to see the possibility and to let go of control, to put the vision in place to float it out there, but not to super control and micromanage how that might actually come into being. So the surrender of Neptune in Pisces, saying I will let that unfold majestically, magnificently, in its own time, and I will keep the fire of Mars and Saturn in Sagittarius burning, keep the passion, keep the desire, keep the motivation hot and strong, and then just follow the doors as they open and the synchronicities as they happen. We have a very interesting day on Friday. We have Jupiter meeting Mercury retrograde, and we have the Sun opposite Neptune. So we have echoes of April here when we were exploring the dynamic of fantasy versus reality. We were having a look at our illusions and delusions, whether we could actually make a reality out of those, or whether there was some sense of inner cellular adjustment necessary. You can also see our fears with this combination and where we're holding ourselves back. So if we return back to April, what were our dreams? Do they still resonate? Have they got bigger? Have we got rid of any limitations and any fears? Do we allow ourselves to receive? And have we managed to let go of control and dream a bigger picture? Have we updated our wish list? Because sometimes we were working towards goals that were set from restriction or obligation or an old wish list. Have we actually updated that now and realised, actually, if I got that, that's not actually what I want, and made the necessary changes so that we're actually heading in the right direction? So a very powerful day on Friday, very inwards, very reflective. So revisiting those old dreams, making sure they're still relevant, making sure they still resonate, and making any adjustments. We're not actually pushing forwards yet in the Mercury retrograde, but we can certainly clean up the vision and the perspective and hold the bigger picture. So into the weekend with clear-sighted vision, we're nurturing, we're growing our dreams for the next 9 months, we're conceiving our ideal future. And if we do let go, then it can be bigger and better than what our small conscious mind is imagining. So delving back into that realm of imagination, can you invoke perfection? Can you expand? Can you let go and flow? That's the energy of the weekend. So with Jupiter preparing to leave Virgo, we're doing the retrospective now, we're doing the summing up, looking back over a cycle. What have we learnt? What do we want to clear out of the way to make space? Where are we heading? Are we in alignment with our dreams? Have we properly connected with our dreams? And then can we let go of controlling the minute detail and just allow that to unfold and to grow in its own time? So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. Virgo is a wonderful back to school feeling, so if anybody would like to start to learn astrology and have a structured plan over the winter, pacing, prioritising, and with my assistance, then please do contact me for my full astrological course. There's 13 modules and you can take between 1 and 3 years, so you can work at your own pace and you can go as deeply as you like, revisiting each module as you grow. The full course also includes membership to my members area, so this is a really lovely space where we're all discussing the relevant topics, what's happening now, and other esoteric topics. We're comparing our charts and learning different aspects. So there is a sense of community with that course, even though you'd be doing the modules on your own, in your own home. There is a space where you can come and meet with others as well in a safe and harmonious space. I also have the short modules, so 3 for tarot, 2 for learning the moon cycles, and 1 for feng shui, how to work with the elements in your home to create more harmony. Or if you'd like to come to me for a one-to-one reading, then we can explore that face-to-face or over Skype. We can have a look at your birth chart, what your dynamic is, what your soul plan is, and even what's coming up for you in the next few months, how you can harness those energies and work with them to best effect. So for any of that, please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com.